Here with Lucas Beckman, pick this year in the NHL Draft for the Ottawa Senators. Just first, Lucas, how is it being here in Ottawa, and how's the experience being at Dev Camp so far?
Oh, it's great. So, I'm from Montreal, so it's not too far from home, and the setup here has been really amazing so far, and I'm really excited to get things going.
Nice. And when we spoke during media, you spoke about maybe your play style as a hybrid goaltender. Just maybe what's something fans should know a little bit more about the way you play and what your game kind of looks like?
Yeah, so I think I'm able to give a chance to my team every night. I can stay consistent day in, day out, and I'm competitive. And I think one of my strengths would be that I do a lot of the work before the shot, so I'm able to be square and to be well positioned, and it makes my saves a lot simpler and easier.
Nice. I heard an interview with Carey Price, and I know he's one of your idols because we spoke during media that he was one of your idols, and he spoke about getting in position but making sure you minimize your movements to maximize the amount of energy. Just maybe do you take that advice, and kind of what does that look like for you as well?
Yeah, exactly. So, a lot of goalies, Igor Shesterkin, a lot of pro goalies, they do all the work beforehand, so that they can be ready for the shot and be ready if there's a pass, and yeah, so you don't want to be an IKEA furniture where you're all wobbly when you get where you want to be. You want to be $1 million, you're ready for the shots, you're not moving, you're stable, and it makes it so you can make saves more consistently and easier and simpler.
Nice, that's awesome, that's great. And I guess you also mentioned that you work with a mental skills coach, and you talk about that consistency in your game. Just kind of, where does that kind of fit into it for you, and how important is that as well for you?
Yeah, so I started working with a mental preparator when I think I was 12 years old. I think getting started at such a young age was really helpful for me. I learned a lot of techniques. So one that I use a lot, and I think is one of the reasons I'm able to stay consistent, is visualization. A lot of goalies visualize, but I use it in a different manner. So I actually visualize bad plays. So I'll visualize a goal from the red line, like a bad goal, and then how do I react, and what happens, and it makes it so that when it actually happens, I'm ready, and it makes it so I can get right back into the game, and it's not a surprise, and of course I visualize big plays and being confident, especially right before the game, and so those would just be a couple of the techniques I use.
Nice. I'm just curious because you mentioned you visualize bad goals going in. I mean, when you do visualize that, just what's maybe the approach for that? Is it because when you are making the save, you want to be set to be able to react to those situations? What's the mentality a little bit behind that? I'm just curious.
Yeah. So I always have the same routine. So I visualize going through that routine, but also I think just living it. So when I visualize, I try and visualize as realistically as possible. So the fans, the smells, so it makes it so when it actually happens, it's not like a shock. I'm not shocked. It doesn't shake me because it's happened before, and I know that it's going to be okay, even though it hasn't happened. So I'd say that would explain it.
It's a little bit of a different note now. Your dad is a key figure in the sport of ultimate. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that and kind of what he's brought to the sport in the past as well, and kind of what do you maybe take from his experience in ultimate as well?
Yeah, so actually both my parents played professionally in ultimate frisbee, and they won multiple tournaments together, including my dad has won the world championships in 1998. And yeah, he was a big role. He had a big role in the upcoming sport of frisbee, because back then it wasn't that big, and he wrote a lot of the rules of ultimate frisbee, and he's still part of the rules committee to this day, and he was also one of the first people inducted into the Hall of Fame of frisbee, which is pretty special. They're different sports, but it's still very similar in the ways that you got to be competitive, you got to work hard, you got to you have a good nutrition, hydration, all those things, which happens in every sport. But just having that experience in my family for both parents is really really special, and it really helps me out.
Nice. So when you're throwing the frisbee on the beach, do you have an edge on them, or they got a definitive edge on you?
Oh no, they have an edge on me. Yeah, no, they got some pretty good arms there.
Nice.
I'm not at their level yet, but I enjoy going out and playing with them for sure.
That's great. And I guess one last one for you, just maybe what's something you think fans should know about Lucas Beckman they don't know?
Yeah, so I'd say it's my biggest passion outside of hockey is fashion.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
I'm big into fashion. You know, I grew up in the Plateau in Montreal, and art and fashion is a really big part of that culture there. So it probably rubbed off onto me, and you know, I've been thinking about maybe trying to start my own clothing company or just alter my own clothes, and but yeah, I'm big into fashion.
That's great. And I guess you get to watch Linus Ullmark now. He does all those walk-ins, and he's got the fancy fits. So I guess
Yeah.
one goalie to another with the Sens, right? There it is.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna, you know, I hope to have some pretty cool suits coming, but it's more, it's my fashion would be not really suits. It'd be more like day-to-day clothes and stuff like that. I think that's when I show my fashion more.
Nice, awesome. Well, Lucas Beckman, thanks a lot for doing this, and best of luck here at Dev Camp.
Thank you very much.